at the end of the day, you're a service provider. It doesn't require your feelings and your emotions. That's why I started by saying that you need to put emotions aside. You need to put your feelings aside and all the things that you're going through aside. At the end of the day, you are catering for people who need you the most. So being a service provider, certain people want to apply the feelings of what the client said. That client that's telling you that I'm not liking the thing, the way you gave me as customer service, that's not a client who's telling you that I don't like you. That's why we take it too personal. We take it that the client is attacking me. No, the client is saying, I want the thing.
From Cnrjutaanddebeer, imini nomsindisi wesizwe, umvelisi ngomelisi wesizwe, formerly known as Vazi Madonsela, bringing you a show about creative entrepreneurs live from the landmark that not only birth SA street culture, but also formalize the street hustle.
Cnrjutaanddebeer, umsindisi wesizwe, umvelisi special edition in terms of Mceloki Zama Nonini. Uyena brought to you by the good folks at Yoko, the Brave Edition. Today we're going to call it the Family Edition because we have Tebogo Galagala Shaakir. How you doing, my brother?
My brother, I'm good. You just gotta
say, if you're in the audience, just write li. And don't forget, say hashtag Yoko. You know I got something for you. I got something. Every time I say I got something, we got something brave on the way.
Yeah.
Watch out. I think today has been the most interesting episode I've had to record in this year.
Sure.
Most specifically because you're one of the few people that I know who've transitioned a hobby into a business. How did you go about doing that?
Sure, man. Shout out to everyone again. Hello. Yo, transitioning a hobby into a business is never an easiest thing, I would say, to actually get onto, you know. There's a lot of, how could I put it, emotion. There's a lot of, when you try to balance your personality as to what you're doing, who you're doing it for, and why you're doing it. And as much as we say, you need to understand then, like, what is it all about? And understanding what is it all about, that's when you actually can start the thing. Because now you want to jump into the thing with all mixed emotions, with different personalities, and now you want to cater for the people. It becomes of a challenge. So there's certain things that you need to leave out of the room before you can actually jump onto the thing. And for me to discover a hobby now being a passion, hey man, like it's through the community, honestly speaking. As much as I would say Stala Mobongi support versus give her back.
Thank you, bro.
Yeah, you know. And the main important thing is, you know, your community then kind of like gives you the actual ideas and all the things that you need to kind of see the thing coming live. And yeah, I would say mainly it was literally gathering with the right people, the right community, the people who are kind of like make you understand what you do, what you're doing, and who you're doing it for, and what's it all about. Then from there on, everything just kind of like dissects and changes and everything, and it becomes the thing. So yeah, it took some time, but eventually we made it happen.
For audience members who don't know, who should know, especially if you're in Joburg,
Okay.
what does Tebogo do as a business, as a creative entrepreneur? At your core, day-to-day business, what is it that you do?
All right, so I'm a co-founder of a bicycle club. I'm so used to saying Bandit's Bicycle Club. I'm a co-founder of a bicycle club that we had co-started in Johannesburg. It's not something new. It's something that has been existing for quite a number of years. We just saw a gap, and we literally closed that gap at that right time. On top of that, obviously, just not only just being a director of the company itself, but I'm a man of many talents as well, which obviously I come from an automotive background. I'm a father. I'm many other things, man, but mainly at this particular point of time, I'm a business person. I'm an entrepreneur, young entrepreneur, so to say. I'm still within my youth stages. But yeah, I'm an entrepreneur, and I'm a director for the company that I'm running, which is a bicycle company in Joburg.
Tebza's being modest. Tebza distributes bicycles. They maintain bicycles. They run in social clubs, various social clubs. They have memberships and partnerships with some of the biggest brands in South Africa.
Correct.
Debs has also become a face of young black entrepreneurs in South Africa.
That's correct,
And part of the few brave faces we've seen be part of the Yoko team, right? And your
Yeah.
Yoko story probably is the most interesting and most beautiful one. I think
Yeah.
I'd be, what's the word? I can't find the word for it, but right now, but for the audience,
Sure.
can you give us what your Yoko story was? Because I know what mine was. My Yoko story is the moment I want to do a screening, we want to sell merch, we're ready, we've got the place, we've got the venue, we've sent out the flyer. Now I don't have a purchase point, and my shooter says, yo, this is me paying it forward to you to actually move forward with your business.
Sure.
What was your moment?
Yo, our moment was in 2022. A friend gifted us a Yoko PayPoint machine, the Yoko Kumo. And the time when we were about to open our shop, me and my business partner, D. Selani, we got to the location which our shop was going to be, which was in Maboneng. And, Yoko gives you a nice package where you get this bunch of stickers that you can put around your store just to let people know that you've got a Yoko PayPoint machine inside the store, And as I was putting up the actual sticker on the door, a jingle just came into mind saying, look, this is an exciting moment for you. You're opening a store, a business for the first time. Celebrate it in such a way that express yourself. And expressing myself, I sang a jingle which was like, Yoko, 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 Yoko. Little did I know my business partner is recording me at that time. And we posted it on our social media. It went on Twitter, and Katleho from Yoko saw it, and he was like, yo, that's actually dope and cool. Fast forward, that's when Yoko approached us and obviously started doing ads with us. And now I saw myself on Facebook, Instagram, everywhere. Started doing some ads. Back the Underdogs, which was one of the campaigns which Yoko was doing. We were on there as well as small businesses, upcoming businesses. And throughout, the relationship with Yoko has been amazing, and that's where it started. But for us, it was through the jingle, and that's a jingle that constantly rings through every shop that we have actually found ourselves tapping into. So every space, that's the jingle that just goes with.
You mentioned you guys on your third shop.
Yeah.
I've been running my business professionally for 2 years as well, right now.
Sure.
The biggest problem has been for me getting space and planning within the space.
Yeah.
What has pushed you guys to not only grow this rapidly, but also to keep changing where you operate as a business?
So honestly speaking, like you have to kind of look at your clientele. Who's your clientele? Who you catering for? What's the business all about? And also formulating your business strategy, right? Now, throughout that strategy, you will get to understand who your business caters the most. And that's where you need to actually find yourself in location. So I would honestly say to you, our first location where we found ourselves, we had a lot of advice that came from many friends who own businesses that have been trading for the longest of time and years. And they have told us, go to the space, go to the space, go to the space. Your market is there, your market is there. Sometimes I think you kind of want to disagree with the people because it's all about the journey instead of the destination. So most of the locations that we found ourselves in has been part of our journey. So we decided that we're going to start where the home of cycling used to be back in the days. And we also believe that, look, in most of these precincts that you go to, the wave goes up and sometimes it comes down, goes back up. So we believe that we could probably maybe bring the wave back up, which we started at Maboneng. But the beauty of it, whilst we were at Maboneng, we got an opportunity to work with Decathlon in Bryanston. So we opened a pop-up store in one of their containers, environmental friendly containers. And obviously we saw a different market at that time. So that also gave us more of like a proper way of planning our future as to a business where we would want to find ourselves. And then we decided to move to Braam. I don't want to lie, Braam was fun. It had its ups and downs, and I believe for everyone who goes there, they understand the hype and the Braam has, And shout out to a friend Mahuta from Swank. You know, he was the one who connected us with the space, which was amazing. We traded there for a year, but also whilst we were there, we got to listen out. And as much as I say, sometimes it's also listening to your clientele. Your clientele gives you the whole idea where they prefer to be with you. You understand? So we ended up saying, okay, look, we need to make the bravest decision at this point of time. And we decided to go to 44 Stanley, and approaching 44 which is where we are right now. And look, as I said, it's a brave move. We kind of look at the spaces, you look at the costs and everything. So these are the things as a business you need to kind of like structure down before making any move. But mainly for me, I would say location is a very important key thing in a business. Whether you are a small business, always look at where your clientele and the people that you serve and where they are, and find yourself in the best location at the right time. So I think, yeah, it was through time where we discovered that where do we need to be, but location was one of the most key important things that we literally had structured down in our business. So yeah.
You're in one of the fastest growing communities, the cycling community, which I've had the privilege to also be part of now.
Sure.
Right? How have you managed your role within this thing? Because the one thing I always say in conversation when people talk about cycling clubs, I'm always very adamant that the Bandits is an institution.
Correct.
We are clubs.
Yeah.
You guys are, if my club needs support, you the guys we go to. You guys are the bank. You guys are the yoke of cycling, right? You've
Sure.
simplified it to the stage of you guys offer the lessons.
Yeah,
You guys
yeah.
offer the bikes. You
Yeah.
guys offer the rentals. You guys offer the team buildings.
Yeah.
What has it been like to get to the point where this was just an idea, you used to just fix these bikes, now it's like you're being tasked to do a whole team building? Because I don't think people understand the intricacy of how far this business
Sure.
can go. Because now you're team building for one of the biggest companies we're finding in South Africa. You're
Yeah.
doing these different rides, you're planning it, you're training it, you're facilitating this whole thing. How's that been? What is that like?
Look, firstly, I would like to start by saying in South Africa, cycling is still considered as a sport, right? And when I say as a sport, people still do not consider commuting with a bicycle at much. So you want to kind of like bring people into cycling in a sense of like a leisure first. So you want somebody to feel excited and be happy about riding a bike before considering that if I have to cycle this thing to work or cycle to work myself, I'm going to be encountered with taxis or whatsoever. So you want to bring it as a form of having fun first, and that's why I'm saying a leisure before you can take it further. But also we need to look into the real aspect of it. Cycling in South Africa is still like a male-dominated sport. As I said, it's still a sport. And also in terms of demographic as well, it's still overseen as a white man's privilege kind of thing. So we're trying to like tap into a space in a different aspect as a whole. We are literally a rainbow nation, so we're welcoming everyone to come through to the space, but in a sense of having fun. Now, going further within in depth, where it literally subdivides itself, where it's a learn to cycle program, where then it becomes a bicycle shop, where it's like maintenance, repairs, sales of bicycles. Then it's social rides. From social rides, then it's like your Girls on Bikes, which is an NPC. Then from there on, it grows even further now, where you're working with corporates, where you are literally offering your services as to riding bicycles in form of team building, corporate events, and so forth. All of these things, somebody can look at our social media and see my face usually and think I'm the only one running this thing. There's a team behind all of it. But how you get to divide yourselves quite well, everybody needs to know their role spec. Where do you belong? Where are you? What's your role? What do you do? It's like of all these events, I lead some of them and some I can't lead. I need to step down, meaning that I'm only based as a mechanic, a driver, delivery man. That's it. But when it comes to the shop, I'm the director. I'm literally the manager inside the workshop. I'm the manager inside the shop. And some of the stuff, then we hand over to other people. So like the Learn to Cycle program, there's a coach who's actually busy with that. My business partner is the back side of it. But that's what I'm saying. You need to kind of like divide yourself as a team, knowing who does what, and give other people an opportunity, especially people that you employ. I think as small businesses, when we come up and we literally get people to come work for us, we don't want to give them the opportunity to partake in certain roles. We still want to oversee everything as owners or directors. But in with Bandits, we looked at it differently. We said, look, we need to give people an opportunity to grow within the company in certain different role specs that they never considered themselves in. But this helps you to kind of like run your business smoothly, because even though you're not there, you are able to subdivide yourselves as a group. You go do that, you go do that. So in that terms of being so, we working quite well and fine in understanding our role specs, and that brings a broader perspective of what respect is. Because you respect me according to my role, I respect you according to your role. In terms of communication, I need to speak to you according to the role that you've been assigned to. So that being all, that's why I believe even now I have the greatest of team. Currently now we're grooming one of our youngest team members, which is Fistos. So said there's a trend going on, Fistos. We're grooming him quite well. He's becoming the manager of the store. So he's taking over the roles that I used to do in the store. Now he's taking over that. And we are looking in future to employ a lot of people, being that the employment rate in South Africa is a little bit low. So we're trying to open opportunities for other people to come into the business, to venture with us into the business that we're doing, and teaching different skills, mainly as to cycling, which is kind of like underlooked when it comes to commuting, but we're trying to grow it in a bigger perspective of which people can see it in a different way. So yeah.
You're speaking of growth, you're speaking of building your team to be even larger.
Yeah.
And for people taking up some more senior roles, right?
Correct.
What's the role of Yoko Capital within your business? Because I don't think a lot of young entrepreneurs are aware of what Yoko Capital is.
I would start here. You, as an individual having a business, there's going to always be an issue when it comes to capital, when it comes to money. You want to grow your ideas. You want to literally improve the business. There's always money involved. What we don't speak about a lot is the risks that we need to take. And I always say it that the main thing that as small business owners that when we get together we never get to talk about is where do we get the money, how do we get the money. But Yoko has now given an opportunity in low kind of like rates where you could pay back a loan. So Yoko kind of like gives you a loan, not like any other bank or banks out there where they would want you to pay a certain interest rate when you take a loan. But Yoko has then looked at, okay, cool, how do we assist young businesses coming up? So they structured out a certain loan idea where they give small businesses loans and where you can actually have that capital to grow your ideas, to grow your business. So with us, we have found ourselves going through that route where we're finding ourselves now as a business is literally sometimes going for that. And it takes so much effort. It takes a lot of risk as a person, because when it comes to money, you need to be careful. But these are things I believe that we speak about prior before even executing or going for them. You need to come to an agreement and understanding how it's going to actually help the business, because sometimes certain people take loans and saying it's a business loan, but only to find out it's a personal thing, it's a personal matter. But with us, when we took the loan, we understood what it's all about, and Yoko has been there, especially as to the interest rates. They're way much better, where we made a comparison with numerous amounts of banks where we were thinking, who could we go for in order to grow our business? But Yoko came through, and the nice part is you are even able to talk with them, make them understand where you are and where you want to grow and where you want to take your business. And they could come and even advise you even better to say, look, this is where we think that it could help you, and this is the rates that we could give you. And so, yeah, with us, it was through the Yoko loans. And the nice part about it is that I don't even need to stress much about, did I pay end of the month? on every payment that a client makes through a pay point, there's a certain percentage that's taken and it pays the loan. So I don't even need to oversee it all the time, but however, I can go onto the dashboard, and I'm so excited with the new dashboard that's coming out. It looks quite user friendly. So you go on the dashboard and you are able to see of each and every payment that was made in the store, what percentage was taken off to actually pay your loan, and you are able to track that and look at that, and it gives you points more to take another one. And this is the growth of business, and it gives you a leisure and an opportunity to actually take your business far. Yeah.
You're taking the business far.
Yeah.
But for this step to happen, you have to be brave. You have to take the biggest risk you've ever taken.
Yeah.
You leave your 9 to 5 to create your 9 to 9. What's the thought process? Because for me, I'd say I've had the privilege of never having to have a 9 to 5.
Yeah.
Because everything I've done has been steps to this moment,
Sure,
right?
sure.
But you coming from an environment where you're a family man, you have expenses that already exist,
Yeah.
you have goals that already exist.
Sure.
How did you say, you know what, at this age, I'm gonna take this risk? Because the risk is also like you were the age I am now when you took your risk. Right?
Yeah.
You were in your mid-20s.
Yeah, I was in my mid-20s, yeah.
You're taking the risk then. What was the mindset to say, yo, right now is the time? What led to that decision? Because a lot of people are sitting there at their jobs right now listening to the podcast and saying, yo, I actually want to pursue this thing, but how can they overcome that moment of thinking to doing?
To be honest with you, this subject, you have to be very careful when advising the young people about it. Have to be very careful, right? Because I've listened to quite a lot of other podcasts or certain motivational speakers. They say, go for your dream, reach out, do more, go. Don't let anybody stop you or whatever. But here's the challenging part where people haven't actually structured everything correctly to kind of overlay all those things they've structured into the next move. That's where the problem is. So with me, to be able to leave my 9 to 5, I had already structured and started the whole business whilst I was still in the 9 to 5. So it was like balancing the two, right? But certain things, I would say, they're destined for you, and there's timing in it. A lot of us, well, we could be religious people, and some people believe in other things, But me being a religious person, I got to understand that I need to wait a certain time. There's a time, the time itself will come for me to actually transition from this to that, right? For me to leave my 9 to 5, this was 2022, late 2022. And I got into an accident. I was riding my bike, rushing for a meeting, by the way, that I was working a 9 to 5 for. So I was working from home, but I would work at the shop. So I was doing my job and also doing my passion at the same place at the same time. My company didn't know about that, but I was doing it. A car literally took a sharp turn in front of me. I was riding, just read a message of a Teams meeting on my iWatch, smashed onto the car, rolled on top, landed on the other side. Right there at that moment, the question becomes, you are in a rush, you're doing two things at once, you're juggling. It was a moment as if choose one. And that's why I'm saying it then goes as far as a person, either you're a religious person, there's something that you believe in, you feel like this happened for a reason. Because trust me, you're going to transition, then comes a time. Regret is going to be there. Did I leave early? Did I leave at the right time? What caused me to move? What happened? So with me, I had to connect all the dots. And connecting all the dots, as I said, this is now praying even further, trying to understand what that means. Is that a sign for me to move to the next side or whatever? But then I got to understand that actually certain things happen at the right time for you. But I was so dedicated so much in the business that I was trying to actually venture into, where my 9 to 5, I won't lie about it, I developed a lot of skills, encouragement, and also the things that I'm applying at this moment in my business from the previous employment that I was in. So that's why I'm saying for you to kind of transition, you need to look into the depth of it. You don't just leave your job and resign and say you're moving and you're going to venture into your business, into your career that you want to pursue whilst you don't have a plan. So I had a plan, I understood what I was doing. And before that, I had to sit down with my business partner, make him understand what I'm going to do, because you need also the support. So where is the support going to come from? The money. If you're literally running low on funds to actually now do for your family, you need to have something or somebody who would say, yo, I got your back. So my business partner, we had to come to an agreement. One has to keep their job if one leaves, but we know that we're chasing our dreams. So me then moving and transitioning into the business, I came into it knowing that I have backup. I'm not just transitioning. So that's why I say it's a subject, and you need to pay careful attention when listening to motivational speakers. And if they had backup, we don't just transition just because we want to and you say, you know what, I'm leaving this job. No, you always have to have backup and support, because there is, after leaving your job, I don't want to lie, there is that 3 months time where imali yakho seyiphumile, the money is out and you've used it, you've paid whatever, so that you can be clean and square and start from a clean slate. But just after that, then you realize that ye 15 or ye 25 or ye 30, again, money is not coming in the account. It's not clocking. There's no debit order that's going thing anymore. You can't go to your favorite place that you used to dine at. You can't hang out with your friends because you don't have the money now. But all the money that now you are making and that you're getting has to grow the business. So you have to sacrifice a lot of things on top of that. So there's a lot of sacrificing that has to happen. So that's why I'm saying also it involves belief. It involves support. It involves understanding where you are. The people that you are with. And without support of either of the things that I've mentioned, if you're going to make the transition, it's easy for you to either go back, and that's what we normally see. You find people leaving their jobs, staying at home, trying to start something, it's not working out, and then they jump back to their work where they used to work. Now you're going back, and your manager that you told that I don't need you anymore, now you have to go begging and saying I need my job back. But that's what I'm saying, that you need to structure it out first before you can go for it. So I had a plan. I knew what I was doing. It's just at that moment of an incident that happened when I got into that accident that made me question myself to saying, do I want to literally be juggling two things at once, and which one matters the most? And at this moment of time, I am where I am. And I'm happy. It was not only the accident that I got into, many other, but that main particular one made me realize of, do I really actually want to do this? Am I passionate about it? And the fact that it happened that I was on a bike, that means that the bike had to do something about it. So this is where I am now.
You're in the service industry.
Sure.
You're in a business that deals with people day to day.
Correct.
How do you keep it cool?
Sure.
Because some of us, we started and then it's like, yo, it's overwhelming. Today I'm not having a good day. This is not going good. How do you keep a smile? How do you keep the confidence? How do you keep the bravery at all times for the business?
For the past 2 years, I got to realize that actually I'm not faking it. I'm determined. I'm not faking it. I'm determined, and I believe that I'm doing it. So even when I wake up and I feel the worst and say, you know what, probably I made the wrong decision or whatever, at the end of the day, you're a service provider. It doesn't require your feelings and your emotions. That's why I started by saying that you need to put emotions aside. You need to put your feelings aside and all the things that you're going through aside. At the end of the day, you are catering for people who need you the most. So being a service provider, certain people want to apply the feelings of what the client said. That client that's telling you that I'm not liking the thing, the way you gave me as customer service, that's not a client who's telling you that I don't like you. That's why we take it too personal. We take it that the client is attacking me. No, the client is saying, I want the thing.
But the business is me. I'm the business.
You are the business. I'm not disagreeing to that. But all I'm saying is that we tended to take it too personal in a sense of it now becomes, umama makangikhulisa ngaso. you know, I wasn't raised to be spoken to in this manner, though you say you the brand. But now there's certain things about you being the brand that you need to put some emotions aside. Why I'm saying so, that particular client is trying to educate you, is trying to allow you to grow, is trying to help you improve the product that they love. So they didn't walk in the store just for the sake of, it's my brother, it's my friend, I'm supporting you. No, it's not always about that. It's about them loving the thing. So for me, I see clients walking into the store every day who are actually cyclists, who own bicycles that are even worth more than what I'm selling. But the fact that they're able to walk in and I'm able to smile and greet and give them that customer pleasure of being in my store, that's why I'm saying I need to leave certain things aside, because I need also to create a room to learn and improvement. And I'm one person who believes that there's room for improvement a lot when I listen to my clients, what they tell me. So if my client would to walk into the store and say, your floors are dirty, my client is not saying that I don't like you or I don't like your store, but it's just saying improve on that. The more we come in here and we see it clean, it's pleasurable for us to actually walk on clean floors in a bicycle shop. So there is that, and that's why I'm saying for me, it's just waking up every day, having to put all my emotions and all the things aside. And as much as I say, this is where also we're not touching base on as business partners, learning to know each other, learning to understand each other. Because yes, we wake up, we jump into that meeting, you are not happy, but I'm at my happiest mood. But then I allow that your mood to come onto me and now become this angry person. I now feel like I don't believe in the business, or you don't believe in the business. Now that you have to put all of that aside. If there is an argument, write it down, visit it the other time, but serve to the community that needs you the most, and literally be spontaneous, be different, you know. And why I'm saying so, I think you can see with the pin that I'm wearing. This pin literally says one thing: define yourself. Every day you are a different person, and there's a new opportunity to define yourself differently. So I define myself differently every day. I learn, and I also kind of backtrack and see what I've done previously, but I can't just be the same as to my pastance. If I'm moving forward, my present is not the same as to my past, and will never be the same as to tomorrow. So I kind of constantly need to define myself differently. So yeah.
I think you're the one person who's taught us a lot of lessons in one breath. But most importantly, what's your word to the youth?
My word to the youth: believe in what you're doing. And when I say believe in what you're doing, like, let it not be a one-day thing. These days we have a one-day thing where we think that we could do it today and tomorrow, izosbona. Believe in what you're doing, because it takes a lot of effort, it takes a lot of time. You're gonna still face some downfalls, you're still gonna be literally criticized. And when I say criticized, there's good criticism and there's bad criticism. You need to understand the two. A lot of us, we are taken down just by the bad criticism, but not leaving room for the good criticism that comes. Secondly, grind. Like, you need to keep on working, you need to keep it going at it, which now in one word we use consistency. You can't just do something once and think that it would run itself. You need to be there. For me, main important for the past 3 years that I've been operating this business and opening of shops, my shop has never been closed. It's always, the doors are always opened, in even of times where it's the toughest of moments, where we were as a business in debt. I had to push by means that making sure the doors are open, speaking to my landlord and telling him to saying, look, I'll make means, I'll make ways, but my doors are open. That's my part of consistency. It shows that I grind, I wake up for the thing, I go for the thing, and never stop. There ain't time to stop. The wheel gotta keep on rolling. It keeps on going, it keeps on going, keeps on going. And that is why I ride a brakeless bike. I can't have brakes on my bike. I gotta keep on rolling. So
Stay safe though.
stay safe, stay safe. Don't be like Debza. I ride a brakeless bike because I watched a movie called Premium Rush, and my life is always on a roll. It's always going. I don't have time to stop. When I come across an intersection, I gotta be literally on point. I know what's going on. I'm looking, I'm cautious, and I gotta find a way through. So that's why I'm saying keep on rolling. There's many ways of of us as people rolling. Bakers, they roll, the roller, they keep on rolling. There's many other aspects, but keep on rolling, believe in your dream, go about it, and keep the consistency. That's main important. Yeah.
Tebogo Shaakir Galagala, Cnrjutaanddebeer. Wait,
Sure.
what's the role of faith in your business? Because we know what it's done to you as a person. What type of faith do you need in business?
Sure. Look, as I said, when it comes to faith in business, I'm Muslim, so it's my 5 daily prayers that I go with that literally keep me calm, keep me sane. And also my religion, obviously, there are a lot of teachings in my religion. It's what I apply to myself in form of business and to myself as a brand, but not to my staff or the people I work with. I apply it to myself and I bring that as an idea. And for me, it's me waking up every day and saying Alhamdulillah, and it rolls on. So you have to apply your religion at some point, and it helps a lot. And yeah, as we say, it's believing in the unseen. That's the only thing. You just believe in the unseen, and you gotta believe that it will come true and it will happen. So it's what you believe in. Myself, being Muslim, taught me a lot of things. It's what I'm applying right now in my daily life and in the business that I'm doing. But I don't force it onto other people. I let it run me, and I kind of like teach. My character becomes the exposure of how I'm better to other people and how other people can be better to me. So that's why when I am thankful, I say Alhamdulillah that it's all happening to me. If not me, who else?
Mishallah.
MashaAllah.
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 Now get better at it.
Yeah, nah, you gotta get better.
Cnrjutaanddebeer, special edition, family edition,
Yeah.
brave edition.
Yeah.
Thank you to the good folks at Yoko.
Yeah.
We keep doing this brave thing, telling beautiful stories.
Yeah.
But most importantly, get your business ideas out there. If you need the machines, they got them. You need the capital, they got it.
Yeah.
Find out more ways to do it, man. Yoko.com.
As we say, Yoko, Yoko, Yoko.
Yoko. Yoko, Yoko, Yoko.